Hey everyone, I'm John and I collect cards. And this is a video for baseball collectors. Really generous contest um, to fly someone down to the Dallas show either this spring or fall. And so this is actually my second take at this video. My first one, thankfully, I realized that I did not have the camera set up right. My head was cut off from the picture and it lasted 12 minutes long. So good to know that I should cut it down. So with that in mind, I'm going to jump right to it. How the YouTube platform community benefits me, what it means to me. It just means community, which is just a facet of getting back into the hobby that, I knew, obviously YouTube has communities for everything, but I guess I wasn't expecting the degree to which I'd find myself really getting invested in it. I mean, in a way, in a sense, in a community sense, invested maybe is not quite the right word, but I've really appreciated and enjoyed watching others' enjoyment of the hobby. And I've learned a few things along the way as well, getting back into it for really the first time in 30 years. My last year of collecting as a kid I was 18 in 1991. And I sort of collected that year, I guess you could say. The 91 set was actually one of my favorites in terms of design. So I think I bought maybe a few more packs than I had in the maybe recent years prior to that. 89 is a nice design too, so I remember buying something for that. But 90 and 88 and 87, everybody liked the wood design, I suppose. So I actually had a lot of those. My brother and I did. But anyway, yeah, I was out of the hobby for a long time, and the pandemic, I guess changed a lot of things in some ways. And there was one visit to my family that summer when it was safe to, go, I guess, or something whatever. And my brother pretty much has all the cards that we collected back in the day because I live about 700 miles away from where my mom lives, and my brother's family lives right nearby. So my dad, when he was still alive, he and my brother kept collecting for a while after I stopped. I know they worked on the 75 top set for quite a while, and I think they finished it. But anyway, my brother broke out the cards, and I was looking at a few that I remember buying around 1991 at at a show. It was the one in Westchester County, New York. They had like monthly ones, and then they had something called the East Coast National, which might still exist actually. And I pulled some of the cards, brought some of the cards out here that I remember buying, and I hadn't seen in like 25 years or more. This, I think, was the first vintage card I bought at a show, and it was a 63 Stan Musial. And what I most enjoyed about seeing them again was they're not in bad condition. I was like, okay, I was actually trying to pay attention a little bit. And this was his last Topps card, and so it seemed attainable. And when you looked on the back, and his first year of stats was 1941. It's like that kind of like got me into vintage right around the same time at that stage. And like when I was 18, I bought this 1970 Topps Rod Carew, which I just got last week on vacation visiting family again. So it's still in a screw down holder. That's how long ago I got it, and I got to take it out of here, and hopefully it'll make it out of here okay. I think it will, because it's actually in pretty nice condition too. I'm going to send those off to SGC along with this 1967 Topps Hank Aaron that I bought 30 plus years ago. Anyway, long story short, because this is growing again in terms of time, finding the community, like once I got back into the hobby here after that visit and I started buying, as you can sort of see behind me, I figured out what I liked. So now in 2022, it's like I kind of have my focus on a few different products, but not every product. But I felt like I wasn't going to be diving back into it alone for the most part. My brother really isn't back into the hobby a whole lot. He is a little bit, but not like me. I've kind of gone all in. But it's been so rewarding because of the YouTube community. I did not expect, again, to really appreciate and enjoy others' appreciation of the hobby. And it's really just baseball cards in particular for me. I don't truly dabble in the other sports, although I've picked up a few others along, like football and basketball. And I was kind of just testing out stuff and figuring out what I really liked. occasionally I'll buy, like I bought a Frank Gifford 1959, I think it was, for like 10, $15, just because it was a cool card. I also do little things like that, but baseball's pretty much my thing. But so that's been the benefit for me there. It's just the watching others enjoy the hobby as well, whether it's breaking or ripping packs or talking about vintage, other storytelling, things. And I'm gonna move to the second part of Mike's contest here, so to speak. I don't want to call it contest. It's really just I want to, I'm sharing stuff just because I kind of really want to, although you can call it a contest century. Biggest influencers through YouTube. So Mike's Baseball Collector channel is a pretty good influence in a way, and just like he'll say stuff about vintage or the state of the hobby, and I find myself thinking, yes, preach on. Which, yeah, it's just so I just like what Mike, what you often say in terms of various things with, especially with vintage, and it's just that you got a great collection, obviously, and it's really cool when you bring out those showcases and stuff. Bench Clear Media's got some really cool content on the fly with Mike and Ty's kind of really good drive time commute kind of listening on Mondays or Tuesdays. And a few others here. Baseball Card Collector, Investor, Dealer, in that order. He does an amazing job with storytelling. Just from that stand-up mic with the card boxes behind him, he launches into some just really, cool. He's got some regular features, whether it's regular rollers or high rollers. Those are fun to watch. But I really like his adventures in collection buying. Those stories that he weaves and tells, and he's got that partner who kind of helps with the facilitate the purchase, so to speak, and then finding out what they have and breaking it all down. And just really, I find myself watching his content on the treadmill. I don't know why, but watch like 2 20-minute videos or something like that, and it's like, okay, I'm good to go, and it's just fun. Time passes quickly. And then through the mail autographs is another part of the hobby that I've really enjoyed getting into for the first time here these last year and a half or so. Chris Cards, every Monday, he's got his Through the Mail Monday. It's kind of appointment viewing for me on Mondays. Always fun to watch, see who he has that week. Just good stuff there. He's got a nice routine. He gets right into it. Unlike me, I kind of just, this is only my 6th video, but I babble and talk more and go all over the place, and I need to get better at that. For pack ripping, Up North Collectors, it's got a nice father-son combination of what they do. They always have a good mix of packs that they rip, so it's very entertaining. They usually have it, kind of in a 15-minute or so window, maybe 20 minutes. It's just a kind of a nice thing. Nice niche they got there. Not a couple of others with really good niches that I find that I learned from. And so in that sense, they're influencers. Scotty B Cards, with the print run string of videos he's got going lately. He's got a real nice niche there, I think. I'm sure he realizes that really well. And so he's just got, really good content there that has been helpful and just interesting to dive into that. To that degree, Striker Breaks. I'm going to segue into a few breakers here and then kind of wrap things up. Striker Breaks also offers really impressive content in terms of retail versus hobby, in terms of which products to buy. But then his breaks are just fun. I don't participate in his breaks, but I love watching them from time to time. At least I'll watch maybe 10 minutes of one or 15 minutes of one. He's got the chill out music going, the dark lighting. It's a cool setup he's got. And I enjoy watching that a little bit. It's just fun. Bomber Breaks is one company I do participate in breaks with. Really steady, solid, professional breakers and fun too. And 1 Cent, I don't participate in his breaks. I've watched a couple of them from time to time, but his set tips and just sort of info as new sets are coming out, that's kind of a nice niche he's got, where he really breaks them down as set breakdowns. Teams to look for if you're looking to break in that product, or just kind of, just really good rundowns of stuff, which is kind of a nice content there. And then a couple of other breakers I'll mention here really quick. One is AMT Memorabilia. They're a large one. I'm sure a lot of you know who they are. They operate out of the Detroit area, I believe. Here, I'm in Michigan. They're in Michigan. But beyond that, they're just a solid operation from start to finish, I have found. I've broken with them a fair amount last year in 5-star and Topps Chrome Black, which I finished that set, actually. It's just a really cool set. I enjoyed putting that one together. But from start to finish, they've got a great setup, just from the eBay bidding is straightforward, when the break is, just from the next image. The actual break operation is efficient. I don't even know his name, actually. His initials maybe are AMT, but, he breaks a lot of stuff. And he makes it fun and entertaining, but he moves along, which is really good. And then the shipping for the product is always super fast and super secure. It's just, so that's one recommendation I would offer for a breaking experience if anyone's interested there. And the last one I'll mention is Classic Pack Breaks. They're just fun to watch. I've never actually participated in any of their breaks or even commented in their live chats, but usually 20 or 25 watching or so on the nights that they broadcast, and I just like to drop in and just sort of see what they're doing on there. So they have one of their niches is the vending boxes, which are really fun to watch them go into on nights where they break those out. So just fun to watch. I should probably just chime in and say, hey, I've been watching you guys for probably about a year now, off and on, and just wanted to say hi. But anyway, I'm going just as long with this video probably as I did the last one. Mike, you're doing great stuff. Obviously, you know that. Thanks for everything you're doing in the hobby. And yeah, that's that. I'm going to probably make a couple more videos this week and see where that goes. Take care.